What is it about red and blue teaming that falls short that we actually need purple teaming?
The blue team has historically not been able to detect in real time when they've engaged with a red team, right? And so the whole concept of purple teaming really came about like being able to collaborate in real time around.
After debriefs, and in some circumstances, you may identify more in the report. One of the common issues that you'll commonly see is where the debrief isn't as detailed. That's where a purple team can kind of come in and help collect that additional information, gather that information, provide it, and help the blue team identify the TTPs that are actually used during the red team exercise.
I got a question here from Matthew Bybee, who's the CISO over at SATCOM Direct. How can you transition from a reoccurring pen testing engagement into a red, purple, blue team with limited resources? Or said another way, what are some tangible steps to get you there from traditional pen testing?
The ability to take it in small steps, start thinking in a more proactive approach, like how do we schedule time to maybe select just a handful of TTPs that we'll go and test, right?
For the most part, that's where a lot of our pushback comes from, where we have to shrink the scope. And then in addition to that, of course, funding and things of that nature, resources is always something that every team needs.
Where do people screw up with purple teaming?
I think it's widening the scope too much, right? And thinking that, this is a full scoped red team engagement or a fully scoped pen test rather than a distinct assessment of a specific set of tactics and techniques.
We have gotten more focus driven as we've gone along. One of the major things is not just attacking everything, applying a purpose and a focus to what you're trying to attack.
From Amal Naik, how one should handle use of 0 days in purple teaming?
Yes, you will. You will run into situations where during the red team portion of the exercise that you have to burn a 0 day.
Using a ransomware simulation like Fin6 or Maze, these all have runbooks now that you can simulate. You can execute them against a standalone system or in a lab environment and be able to simulate those techniques to actually be able to see how your systems will prevent or detect ransomware being executed in real time.
Interesting thing came from Craig Herder. Have either of you ever seen bonuses in any kind of purple team exercise?
I would press against it. The whole goal of purple teaming is to be in a collaborative environment where you're helping each other out. You're all in the same goal, same mission.
One of the big bases with purple teaming is going back to that collaborative effort. As the two teams collaborate, is that it also continues to allow your red team to evolve, and also allows your blue team to evolve. So the next time they're going to try something different.
We are now playing the Department of Yes. Have the red team and blue team sacrifice a team member every time the purple team beats them.
It truly sends motivation to everyone else to make sure that they're honing their skills because, otherwise there's dire consequences.
Really identifying your weakest link and replacing that weakest link is going to do nothing but improve.
All members of the purple team must dress as Barney, the purple dinosaur, during report presentation.
Oh, it's going to be a great icebreaker. Everybody shows up. It's going to set the mood, set the tone.
I think it builds team unity, right? I mean, it's all about collaboration with red and blue. So red and blue make purple.
Let's go to another question from Matthew Bybee. How do you sell the value proposition to other departments internally?
From our perspective, what we always try to do is have pre-briefs for every engagement. We actively invite all engineers that are managing this equipment. They're the ones that are worried most.
When you can actually show direct impact is when you are going to start to get investment. And so when you can show that, hey, we definitely found like these critical risks, right? Both from the purple teaming and like the red teaming side. The blue team can definitely conduct some of these activities and begin to learn on their own.
Craig started with the Hunger Games answer to purple teaming. And Larry had and he's dressed in purple too. Why is your idea the worst?
There is cooperation between the two teams, but that cooperation shouldn't be in the realm of not being able to exploit or not being able to block. There's still the active incentive of get business done. And if the red team gets blocked, well, the purple team wins and the red team member gets...
At the delivery meeting and you're delivering potential bad news, there'd be nothing better at that delivery meeting than be able to go in there and say, I love you, you love me, We're a happy family.
How do you assure the end user that the information of vulnerabilities found are safe? How do you protect your service provider company in case the end user is breached right after a purple team exercise?
You always want to make sure you're protecting the information that comes in the final report. So you want to have good security controls around where that information is being saved, how it's being tracked, and who knows about it.
Only keeping what's needed. Once you've confirmed that you have everything in the report and everything that's needed, removing those additional information that you no longer need.
Metrics and analytics are vital to being able to show that return on investment. So you're actually being able to measure both sides just in terms of their progress, but then you have that trend. So ideally, you want to see the graphs moving where the blue team is continuing to detect and prevent more and more. Then you can also measure how long it's taking to get those items resolved.
Of course, we have guys that want to change the pace, that want to change. So we try to cross train as much as possible. So just to help make sure that we have individuals with multiple understandings that can help support both sides.
Don't be intimidated by the lack of potential skill set or talent or time that you feel like you may not have in order to get started. It starts to become into a rhythm and flow, and you actually do make demonstrable progress, much better than the annual pen test.
Definitely just start small, apply a focus initially, find, what you think is your weakest point and start with that.